What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be talking about the top 5 most overpowered players in NBA 2K20 MyTEAM. So it's going to be one per position and one kind of honorable mention. Also, lads, it is only going to be primary positions. I'm not going to be looking at secondary positions, because if that was the case, I think a lot of the best power forwards are actually centers, things like that. I didn't want it to be kind of confusing, even though there are certain centers that are definitely better to be played at the power forward position. And later on in the month, when I'm going to be doing the best cards for every playstyle and budget, which I started off, got the small forward last month. This month I'll be a little more organized. I'm going to start it around the middle of the month, and I'm going to be obviously making a few of those videos. So they will be out, and that's where I'm going to look at out of position cards. I'm not really going to look at out of position here. Also, lads, these cards either need to be purchasable on the auction house or can be locked in for cards that are purchasable. So there's not going to be any collector levels, any spotlight rewards, any unlimited rewards, and also there's not going to be any of the TTO or TT offline rewards. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much how we're going to start it. And now we're on to the point guard position. So in my opinion, there is a clear number 1 for the point guard position, and it's LeBron James. And in number 2, which actually might be quite close right now, it actually might be a quite close number 2 in Magic Johnson, because now Magic Johnson's an Evo. I know it's make 500 threes, which gives him limitless. And LeBron James has got 250 points in the post. And has someone who tried to get this, do you guys know what exactly is defined as the post in 2K? Like, is a post fadeaway that's outside the post in the post? Or does it have to be like a post that can fade away? Or is it just points in the paint? I guess it's just a very vague description. And also, there's a really weird one that Bol has attempt 200 threes as one of his things to get upgraded. But Magic Johnson has got, he's the best like deep hash point guard in the game, I believe. Simmons is really good as well, except the difference is that Magic can definitely shoot better off a quick stop. His release is a lot quicker than Simmons. Simmons has quite a slow release, and it means he can give him that little bit of space. So I think Magic is that little bit better. Magic's elite though, especially when he gets that Hall of Fame limitless range. And that was the only thing that people could argue that Sims is better at, but Magic obviously has it now. Magic's got an insane 3-pointer, insane mid-range, insane dunk, insane handle. Just these cards are basically, they may as well have 99 everything, and he can do pretty much everything. LeBron James, like, literally, you could give this card 99. Like, look at these stats. If you gave him 99 everything, you wouldn't even feel a difference. I'm telling you. If you gave this card 99 every single stat, you would not feel a difference in this card. This LeBron James also has got every single badge in the game, except I think Teardropper and Steady. And it's obviously better to not have Steady than have it. He's got Quick Draw, Hall of Fame, Range Center, Hall of Fame. His true to legs behind the back aren't the greatest, but you know what? He can rim run, and also his release with Hall of Fame Quick Draw is unbelievable. So LeBron is number 1 right now. But now we're on to the 2 guard position. There's a very, very clear number 1. It's Tracy McGrady. And the number 2, like, I think it's Glenn or Ice, T-Mac, and then everybody else. I think they are the 2 best 2 guards in the game. And then at the number 3 spot, there's a lot, like, to top the everybody else section, there's Kobe, who's really good. There is Walter Davis, who's just a smaller T-Mac, basically the same. There's Michael Jordan, who's the best defensive card in them all. There's Dwayne Wade, Galaxy Opal. Obviously, you can't use him for this list. But Dwayne Wade is in that conversation as well. But for cards you can buy, I was originally going to put in Wade, and then I thought, no, MJ's better because he's locked down. Man, Mitch Richmond, not Rich Mitchmond. Mitch Richmond is that dude. He is good. Man, his animations are nice. He moves so fluidly. And that's a big thing. Like, moving fluidly, for me, is a big, big factor. And it's something that stats and badges can't really show. Like, he's got unbelievable stats, got unbelievable badges. He's a little bit undersized. His release is okay. Like, it's not like the greatest release in the world. It's not a bad release either. But just the way he moves around the court is insane. And also, he can free throw line dunk in games, which is kind of mad. Then there's Tracy McGrady, the best 2 guard in the game. The best or second best, Glenn Rice. Unless they come out with another base 98 player, Trey Burke. Like, in my opinion, the bases go base 98 because it's an easy one to time as well as being fast. Then Trey Burke because it's, in my opinion, the easiest to time and it's also not slow. And then after Trey Burke, I'd probably go with 107 because it's faster than 98. But it's a little bit harder to time. And then probably 38 gold quick draw after that. 38 Hall of Fame quick draw is a little bit hard to handle. So, yeah, they'd be like my favorite base in the game. Also, what's his name's base is really good. Gerald Wallace base / Dennis Scott. That base is really nice. But T-Max at a 95 steal. He has got 96 perimeter defense, 97 speed to ball acceleration. Again, the stats that matter. He's got all of them. like 95 plus as well as 39 Hall of Fame badges, including range and quick draw. So this T-Mac is really, really good. And you can still make an argument that he is the number 1 card in the game. You can make that argument 100%. So now we are onto the small forward position. And if you guys, some people don't like when I put in locked-in players. I think this is the only locked-in player that's in the list. And number 1 is Thon Maker. And for me, number 2, this is just my personal preference, is Hedo Turkoglu. A lot of people would have like a Lamar Odom or a Kirilenko in there instead, or a Kevin Durant. I think Hedo's better just because I don't know. I just prefer the way he attacks the basket than the others. However, if you guys wanted to put in one more player, Lamar Odom for Thon, if you don't want Thon in there. And also, lads, like the difference between Hedo and Lamar Odom and AK and KD is almost none. Like that is, it's just literally just personal preference, and my personal preference is Hedo. At this stage, that's with all these like ultra good cards, it is all just personal preference. But Thon Maker, I think, is the best. He's 7 foot tall, so he's 2 inches taller. He's the tallest small forward in the game. He's also got 40 Hall of Fame badges: catch and shoot, corner specialist, difficult chance, volume shooter, acrobat, floor general, relentless finisher, tireless shooter, slippery off ball, ankle breaker, flashy passer, break starter, range extender, quick draw, dimer, hot zone hunter, unpluckable. Got really nice ball handle. Got an unreal jump shot as well. He's a really good dunker. He's a really good passer. Defensively, he's only got goal, quick draw. Definitely not putting him on the opponent's point guard unless you really, really just play a load of bait defense or play a zone. But not bad. Like, not bad at all on defense because of his length. But he still can. You can run around him a lot easier than someone with Hall of Fame clamps. Hedo is just legit. Like, he's unbelievable. So Hedo's out here with range extender, quick draw, Hall of Fame, clamps Hall of Fame, 6'10". He's got LaMarcus Aldridge base. Also a 97 3-ball, 94 mid-range shot. Good dunk, good handle. Just an overall really, really great card. Now we're on to the power forward position. And this is a bit of a weird one again because I would move a lot of centers down. And I'm going to say that before I give my honorable mention. In my opinion, the number 1 is Kristaps Porzingis. And number 2... I don't particularly like Kevin Garnett. I'm going to say that right now. I don't particularly like that card, so I'm not going to put him there. There's just something about his release that I just don't really... It's just not good for me. Blake is exceptional. However, like especially with the upgrades that this card gets with his duo. So not his duo, with his Evo. Bol is definitely better than Porzingis, and he's the number 1 player in my opinion to play a power forward. Or maybe even Shaq, or maybe Dino or Eddie Curry, or Kareem, or... any of these dudes, Nate Thurman, these guys are all insane at the power forward position. However, I am actually going to go with Paul George. I'm a huge fan of Paul George's release. I know there's some people that hate it. Like, if you guys have been watching my channel, I've actually had Paul George in my best releases video since 2K17, and in my opinion, I'm pretty sure his release has been almost the exact same since 2K17. I'm a big fan of Paul George's release, especially with that Hall of Fame quick draw. Actually, no, it's great. It's actually great on Cam Reddish with goal quick draw. It's great goal, great Hall of Fame. A bit like Trey Burke's release, where it's not really the quickest, but in my opinion, one of the easiest ones of the time. And again, players' releases are completely subjective. Like, there are some people, if you can handle base 107, it's quickest in the game, I think. If you can handle Tyler Hero, he's a god. But for me, he's just kind of iffy because I can't time his release. Like, releases are all subjective, animations are subjective. Some animations work for some players and don't work for others. And when players have got stats like these cards do, like, he's got 95 defense. And the reason why he's got 95 defense is because he's got like a 50 block. But you're playing him a small forward, he's basically as good as anyone on perimeter defense. So, yeah, Kristaps is a 7'3". He's a 7'3" sniper, to be honest. He's got, if we were playing on the French version, he would have the Hall of Fame sniper badge and range extender. He's got 40 Hall of Fame badges, quick draw. He's got gold clamps, I'm pretty sure. He gets Hall of Fame clamps, actually, with his duo. But he's got a great 3-ball, ball handle of 79, so literally like Terry Stotts and floor general, or shoe and floor general, and he's out here speed boosting. Doesn't quite move as well as Bull, even though I'm pretty sure speed 2 and acceleration are almost the same. Lateral quick 79 is not terrible for a 7'3" player, but a fantastic card. And now we're on to the center position, and this is where literally it is completely subjective. If you guys like Giants, I would say Taco's probably the best, because Taco now has got a range extender quick draw when he gets evoed up. If you guys like Giants, Yao Ming is exceptional. If you guys want someone to just purely lock up and play defense, Kareem is number 1. If you guys want a point center, Dino's number 1. If you guys want someone that does absolutely all of that, Shaq is number 1. Shaq does Shaq is the perfect center in this game. His release isn't the best. I don't think he's the best center. He's going to be the best center in the game for long. I think if David Robinson didn't have steady, David Robinson would be number 1. However, I think that Shaq, he does everything. Like, Shaq's an elite defender, Shaq's an elite rebounder, Shaq can shoot from deep, Shaq can run the floor, Shaq can point center. For that reason, I have Shaq at number 1. And then number 2, because there are so many centers that all do little things well. Well, not little things well. They all have like one specific thing they do well. In terms of point center, I wouldn't use Bol Bol as center because he's just too weak. In terms of Giants, you've got Yao and Taco. I was very, very tempted with Taco just because of range extender. Defensively, Kareem's the best. Again, Dino's probably the best point center. But number 2 is Eddie Curry, in my opinion. I think Eddie is exceptional because I think Eddie is like a slightly poor man. Like, he's not as good as Shaq on defense. He's by no means as good as Shaq in defense, but I think he's better. He's the best offensive point guard or center in this game because he can point center. So if you've got a slow center on him, he can abuse them outside. He can come off screens. He's got a way better release than Shaq. He can bully people in the post. He can run the floor. He's super quick with the ball, with and without the ball. He's got great sigs. He's got great animations. Honestly, I think, Eddie, in my opinion anyway, Eddie Curry is the best offensive center. I'm not going to be like, I prefer using Eddie Curry to Shaq. I'm not going to be crazy and say that Eddie Curry's better than Shaq because he's not. He's most definitely not better than Shaq. But in my opinion, Eddie Curry is my favorite center in the game. So I'm putting him at number 2, even over the likes of Kareem, who I think is fantastic. To be honest, I'd just run with, you could easily run with Taco, Shaq to the 4, and then Kareem at the 5, and Eddie Curry at the 4, and dominate. You can run with Hakeem as well, Wilt, Dino, all these cards. So many great centers in this game. Center and point guard are the 2 by far the best positions in the game. Anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex on.